Hey everyone, this video is a little tutorial on how I created this simple bronze makeup look which is perfect for your post-lockdown glow up. So starting off with skincare, I'm going to be using my Elemis Superfood Day Cream as my moisturiser. This stuff is amazing for my dry skin, absorbs so quickly and doesn't leave a greasy, sticky texture. I also like to add my lip balm now to my lips are primed too. This is the Bobbi Brown lip balm which also contains an SPF. Now for primer, I'm using the Vitamin Enriched Face Base, also by Bobbi Brown. This stuff smells like a dream and works amazingly as a primer under makeup, and I just like to apply this all over my face. For foundation, this combo is my absolute favourite right now. I mixed together the Milani 2-in-1 foundation with the Ordinary Serum foundation. I used two different shades to create one to match my fake tan. Milani is in the shade 02 Natural and the Ordinary is in the shade 2.1 Y. I'm using a Peaches and Cream PC25 brush to apply the foundation all over my skin, and then I like to really take my time buffing it into my skin. I find this technique creates a really nice blended base. Contour now, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation in the shade F16, which is definitely too dark for me, but I'm making it work. Applying it just under my cheekbones, along my jawline and also my forehead, but I'm kind of messy with it. I don't want it to be too structured. Now this PC08 brush from Peaches and Cream is literally a game changer for contour. As you can see, it's like a large angled buffer brush, and the shape of this means it does all the work for me. So I like to use pressing motions to blend. I find this makes all the difference with the cream contour, and it just melts into the foundation without any patches or separation. Concealer now. My favourite is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is the shade Custard, but I also use Vanilla as well. Applying both shades under my eyes, along the bridge of my nose, forehead, chin and my upper lip, which makes me look super crazy. I'm just taking a small buffer brush to blend everything in. I do sometimes use a sponge to blend as well, but today I'm just using all brushes. Again, I like to use pressing motions to blend so that none of the product moves with the brush. I find swirling a brush can do that. I'm just going back in with my contour brush with no extra product just to blend the concealer and contour together. Taking my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder and a mini dry beauty blender, I'm pressing the powder under my eyes to set, not bake, and then I'm doing the same everywhere I've applied my concealer. So chin, upper lip, in between my brows and my forehead to set everything in place. And now for bronzer, I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Give Me Sun and applying this everywhere I put my cream contour. This is to give added warmth to the skin, and it also slightly sets the outer part of my face. Again, I'm pressing the product into the skin rather than swirling on a Morphe E4 brush. I love to contour my nose too, but I found it suits me better with bronzer, so I'm using a tiny angled brush and I'm creating quite harsh lines down the bridge and end of my nose. And yes, I'm very heavy-handed with this, but now I'm taking a bigger angled buffer brush to softly blend out those harsh lines, and it creates a really nice nose contour. By the way, I took the bronzer all the way up into the beginning of my brows. I find this just means it'll blend better with the eye makeup later. The only place I like to bake is along my nose contour to make it stand out more. So I'm taking the same little sponge we used before with a bit of loose powder and carefully creating a line up to where the bronzer is. I just take my time with this so it's precise. And now for blush, this is the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. It's this amazing bright coral shimmer and I am in love with this. I use an angled brush and apply it very generously on my cheeks, and I take it higher up towards my temples. I'm then brushing away the powder along my nose with a fluffy blending brush. So I'm using the Morphe Luminous Setting Mist now before I highlight. Guys, this setting spray is incredible. I am so obsessed with how it smells. I wish you could smell it through the screen. Now I'm going to take my Doll Beauty highlighter palette and I'm using the shade Champagne, which is a gold highlight. I'm applying this on the cheekbones and curving it up towards my eyes. I pretty much try to highlight everywhere. I love me some highlighter. I just swap out to a smaller brush for my nose. Okay, so eyes now, I'm using the P. Louise base in the shade 3. This one is perfect to match my fake tan. I'm kind of carving out my brows, but I'm not being too careful with it, and then packing that all over my eyelids to prime. You might have noticed I don't apply any foundation to my eyelids. That's just because I find the base works best straight onto clean skin. Now to pat that in to make sure it's all set, I'm using a soft flat brush and I'm just patting away any creases or any buildup of the base. I'm just making sure it's seamless so the eyeshadows sit nicely on top. Picking up the Beauty Bay EYN Fiery palette today, and the first shade I'm using is called Honey Rose on a big blending brush. I'm going to keep packing on this colour until I'm happy with how dark it is. I'm using circular motions to blend the colour into the crease and to the outer corner as well. I want this to be a blown out blend rather than a rounded shade. Taking the shade Selfie on a smaller blending brush, I'm using this to darken up the crease. I do keep swapping my brushes to make sure the colours are all blended together. Now to darken up that outer corner, I'm taking Chocolate Souffle on an even smaller blending brush. I'm going to keep this to the outer V and wing it out slightly. Again, swapping brushes to make sure it's all blended nicely. To add a little bit of shimmer now, I'm taking the shade Short Change and I'm going to apply this with a damp brush to make sure it stands out. And a little bit did fall out onto my cheek, so I'm just brushing this away with that fluffy brush. So I felt like more glitter was needed. This is the Bobbi Brown Luxe Eyeshadow in Sunflare. This was a limited edition, but I'll link something similar below. For glitter, I do try to just use my finger to press this on. I find it applies way better and there is less fallout than when you apply it with a brush. On the lower lash line, I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner in Barbarella Brown, and then I'm also going to pop it in my waterline too. This can be a little bit fiddly, but it does make all the difference. Taking the shade Coffee Beans from the Beauty Bay palette on a small definer brush, I'm going to run this along the lash line. This is to buff out the eyeliner, just giving it more of a smoky look. And then I did decide to do the same thing on the outer corner above as well. I'm not too fussy when it comes to mascara. I tend to just use whatever I have in my drawer. I find lashes do all the work for me. This is just a Bobbi Brown mascara in black. So I've just applied lash glue to my false eyelashes, and while that goes tacky, I'm using my little soap brows tin to brush up my brow hairs into shape. And the false lashes I'm using are in the style Booty by Primalash. These are some of my faves. They're a thick, dramatic lash and they literally look so nice with any eye look. I've already trimmed these to my eye shape and I've used them so many times, so I know they'll fit perfectly. Because the glue has gone tacky, they're super easy to apply. I just use tweezers to place them on the lash line and then move them about if I need to adjust them at all. Now for brows, at the moment I'm loving the Morphe brow cream in the shade Hazelnut, and I use the Morphe M158 brush to apply. This is quite literally a cream. It's not thick or the same consistency as a pomade. I like to try and make my brows look like brows and not thick blocks. I'm applying this in hair-like strokes to make it look as if I have fuller brows. And then when it comes to the front, I really lightly brush upwards again, trying to mimic actual brow hairs and to try and make them look even, which never happens, no matter how hard I try. Okay, now on to lips. I'm using the Primark Beauty lip pencil in the shade Toffee. Guys, I think this is either £1 or £2 max. It is so creamy and easy to use. If you haven't tried them, you need to. And I'm obviously just overlining my lips as much as I can get away with. So I'm using Myth by MAC for lipstick. I like this combo of a brown lip liner and a pinky lipstick. And then I'm just topping it off with a Morphe lip gloss. This is in the shade Boho, which again is a pinky shade. Lastly, just applying even more of that Morphe Luminous Mist because I can't get enough of the scent or the glow. And that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed my first little tutorial on this easy bronze glam, perfect for our lives after lockdown. Please be sure to like and comment below, and also subscribe for weekly uploads. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.